Om. Om Sri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatye Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Vyasa Shankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam. Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram. Shankaram Lokashankaram. समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् ॐ श्री तपोवनशिष्याय नमः ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः हरि ओम we had a break last class due to holiday. So we'll chant first the Shanti Patha before we go further. Om Shanno Mitrashyam Varunaha Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Bruhaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Rutam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay. Hari Om. We are doing Taittiriya Upanishad. We just chanted the Shanti mantra for the first Valli. Taittiriya Upanishad has three Vallis. They are called Sikshavalli, Brahmananda Valli, and then Bhrugu Valli. We just chanted the Shanti Pata for Sikshavalli. Interestingly, Brahmananda Valli has a different Shanti Pata. So far we have completed 10 and half. 11th Anuvaka also we did about half of it. The Anuvaka, basically in these Anuvakas, we had significant amount of Upasanas are also discussed. Upasana means we consider God as an object of meditation, and then we identify with his qualities with the steady flow of thoughts towards his identity, greatness. So we are essentially a part, and the God, the way you look at it, is the whole. So Vyahruti Om Bhu Bhuva Suvaha are the words that indicate parts of the totality. Okay, the relationship between your meditator and the meditated is the relationship between the part and the totality. So that is how upasanas are set up. So in that context, we saw many of the Anuvakas, I think 4 or 5 of them are about the upasana. And then there is also the starting Anuvaka number 1, Shantipada itself is the upasana of the Hiranyagarbha. Okay, we mentioned that before. So now Anuvaka number 9 and 11 and Anuvaka number 10, very briefly, Anuvaka number 9, it talks about the importance of the Swadhyaya. Means the importance of study and reflection and nitidhyasanam. And so Swadhyaya Pravachanabhyam na pramadhitavyam. Don't neglect regular study. And then Pravachana means you teach and also you do meditation and also you do manana. That is for this. So, whereas Anuvaka number 10 is experience of the realized Mahatman, how he considers himself as a part of the as the total of as it is. Then when it is the total, then there is no thought of total and part. You become oneness. That experience is discussed in Anuvaka number 10 by Trishanku, okay, who has experienced that oneness. So I am repeating this point. When you become that Tattvam Asi, when you become that, then there is no need to say, I am the part. Then there is only one at that particular stage. That is why in the Samadhi, there are no thoughts of one separation. And then those who are self-realized, even if they express out of inspired, they are only talking from the level of infinite. They don't even care whether somebody is hearing or not. It flows through them. A state of oneness. The Anuvaka number 11 talks about the importance of the Pancha Mahayajnas and also how we should conduct our life. This is based upon what the teachers, when the student graduates and is leaving the Gurukula, what kind of upadesha the students, the teachers give to the student. I will just, because we already did two Anuvakas, I will just chant those two in order to emphasize, because we had a break for a few days and some of you might not directly connect. So I will just chant them and quickly explain them. It says, Vedamanucharyonte vasinamanushasti. The people living after graduation, after teaching them about the importance of Vedas, Dharmashastra and all that, now the teacher is giving them convocatory address as though Anushanti for those who are graduating, leaving within the from the Gurukula. The instructions are, so they're all for us. We're all grahastas. Once you leave, then you get married and you fall. Satyam vada, dharmam chara, swadhayanma pramadaha. Don't neglect regular study. Satyam you know, dharmam you know. Acharyaya priyam dharmahritya prajatantum ma vyavachetsi. You try to, within your means, contribute to the organization from which you have benefited the knowledge. Otherwise, the organization cannot run because they don't have time to go around and collect funds. Their focus is on teaching. So people like those who are graduated, joined a Grahasthashrama, or they joined a court of a king, they also have to keep in mind they have to donate to the organizations from where they benefited the spiritual and daily purpose of life and details like that. How to conduct yourself, how to in your profession, how to contribute all these things. Prajatantum ma vyavachetsi. Don't break the lineage. Have children. Have a good family life. Be part of the social structure. Okay? Satyanna pramaditavyam. When you deal with the world outside, you make sure you follow the required laws completely, willingly. Dharma na pramaditavyam. Dharma also same thing. Kusala na pramaditavyam. Take care of yourself and your family. Don't neglect your well-being as a health as well as mental, physical, mental, and also your family's health. Bhutena pramaditavyam. Live within your means. Don't try to show off. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Don't neglect regular study or attending discussion groups for the swadhyaya. Otherwise, how would we know what is the purpose of life? Otherwise, we would just, our senses will take over and then we don't even know before we start feeling depressed at the old age. Or feeling vacuum when the kids leave. So swadhyayam na pramadhitavyam, devapitru karyabhyam na pramadhitavyam. No, devapitru karyabhyam na pramadhitavyam. Take, as a responsible human being, you try to attend to Deva worship. support Daivik rituals. Pitrukaryabhyam, take care of your parents and also elderly in the society. Matrudevo bhava, treat your mother as godly form. In fact, it says as God, mother is God, goddess. Pitrudevo bhava, same thing with the father. Acharya devo bhava, Acharya also is God because he has given you a vision of life. Father and mother give you certain amount of samskaras and also the body. But then vision of life is more important when you actually realize that you are empty without the vision. So then Atithi Devo Bhava, this is a Manushya Yajna. Deva Yajna, Pitru Yajna, Rushi Yajna, by studied regularly Rushi Yajna. Atithi Devo Bhava is a Manushya Yajna. Treat people that come to your house well. In the olden days, food should not be sold. The olden days. So some people used to sponsor a family to feed others, and then they would take care of the payments, called psalteries. Or some of the families, as soon as somebody at lunchtime, they knock on the door, they invite and then feed them. It is according to our Dharma Shastra, food should not be sold. Yanyana vidyani karmani, do not do prohibited activities. Anavadyani karmani, do not perform prohibited activities. Tani sevitavyani, no itarani, anyasmagam sucharitani, tvani, tayopasyani, only lead the life of purity. Do not lead life of condemned activities. So, yani anavadyani karmani. Those which are not condemned, you leave. Tani sevitani, you follow them. No itarani, not the ones which are condemnable. You know in your conscious, subconscious, what is good and what is bad. So we exercise that responsibility to be a good citizen so that you also become purified. Now, next Anuvaka, next mantra, let us chant. We have not done this. We'll do it now. Yes. Eke chasmachreyagumso brahmana tesham tvayasanena prasvasitavyam shraddhaya deyam asraddhaya deyam sriya deyam hriya deyam bhiya deyam samvida deyam adha idite karma vikitsa va vrutsa chikitsa va sukta chikitsa va syad. Let's go to next mantra also. Yes, that's good. No, a little bit down. Ye. Yep. Yes. Further down. Okay. Ye tatra brahmana sammarshinaha yukta ayukta aluksha dharma kamasyuh yatha te tatra varteran तथा तत्र वर्तेथाः अथाभ्याख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणा सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ता अलूक्षा धर्मकामा स्युः यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेथाः एष आदेशः एष उपदेशः एषा वेदोपनिषदु एतदनुशासनम् एवमुपासितव्यम् एवमुचैतदुपास्यम् एवमुचैतदुपास्यम्. Very good. Now, Ekachasmat Shreyagum Brahmanaha, whatever Shreya Purushas, people who are better than you, Shreyagum. If you run into them, Brahmanaha, moral and spiritual or in wisdom, if you run into the Ekecha Smat Shreyagum, better than Asmat Shreya, better than you, because you are in a society now. You have to follow Shrestha Purushas. So if you have people who are greater than you, respect them. Tesham Tvaya Asanena Prasvasitavyam. Make them comfortably seated and na prasvasitavyam. Don't bother them. Because they will teach you because their life they have love. Na prasvasitavyam actually means don't breathe on them. Means it's basically the implication is respect them, don't impose on them, make them comfortable. Then listen to them very carefully. Don't keep on interrupting them. Otherwise, your mind cannot grasp information. If you're trying to, overtake the conversation, what happens is it actually becomes a impediment to our knowledge. Wait until listen carefully. Na prasvasitavyam. Don't even breathe on them, indicating make them comfortable and then stay, have a respectable distance and give them space and let them talk to our benefit. Such an important teaching. Now, if you donate something, now they're explaining. Shraddhaya deyam. Give it with Shraddha. Shraddha means you have certain amount of value for the scriptures and the Guru. Whatever they have taught is become a value in your mind. And accordingly you give. That you are benefiting as it's an opportunity to donate to a good cause. That is Shraddha. Because scriptures are telling. Guru Parampara has advised that way. Ashraddhaya Adeyam. Then this is actually repeated second time because don't donate without Shraddha. First one is give with Shraddha. It shows. Some people just bend and then some people just, oh yeah, okay. Left hand they give something. Their attention is on the phone, on the telephone, on the photographer. Of course, these are some of the things nowadays people are becoming used to. But Shraddhaya Deyam, Ashraddhaya Adeyam, Sriya Deyam. As per your ability, Sriya Deyam. Sriya means that. We all have some capacity. The scriptures are very clear. Do according to your ability, financial ability. Hriya Deyam. Hriya actually means a certain amount of shyness. Here, we have to take in the context of this, you have to respectfully give. Don't be haughty. Oh yeah, my hand is upper hand, this hand is lower hand. And that's why, like this, that kind of thinking is wrong. So specifically, Hriya Deyam, Bhiya Deyam. Bhiya actually means certain amount of concern, fear. For what? You have to feel, am I giving enough? That kind of a that kind of a, am I doing according to my capacity? Can they can they if they need more, what can I do? Can I talk to others and how to manage? Like that kind of clarity. How many people are benefiting this opportunity for me? That way you have to think. That's what next also. Bhiya means with a fear of certain amount of concern. Am I giving enough? Maybe I should give more. Like that clarity, you have to combine these things plus respect. Samvida deyam. Donate with samvit. Samvit means contentment. Don't complain. I give in that much money. As per your capacity, you give without thinking, oh, now I have that much less money. Like that, if you are thinking like that, you are not giving properly. Do whatever you can. It is already said. Don't give beyond your means. But once you have decided, this is my means, give that with total happiness. अध यदि ते कर्म विचिकित्सा वा विकृत चिकित्सा उत्तर चिकित्सा वा स्यात्. If you have certain doubt about your activities or your thought processes, whether I am doing right, whether I'm not doing right. See, when you are doing good things also, sometimes doubt will come. So it's important point we are trying to make. Then what should you do? Etatra brahmana sammarshinaha. In those situations, brahmanaha sammarshinaha. Now he is explaining the people whom you should consult. Don't consult Tom, Dick, and Harry. They do not know. They would always say, you know what they would say many times. But if you have a doubt, if you talk to such people, you don't get any benefit. So, in fact, the kind of people should have freedom to advise you. So that's all. What are the qualifications? Sammarshinaha, those who have fully analyzed Shastras. They knows they know the ins and out based upon the context. That clarity is sammarshinaha. Yukta ayukta. Yukta also means they not only have clarity, they also have yuktatvam because they also do it, practice it. Because they practice, they see big picture. That's important. Yukta, ayukta. They also have the freedom. Actually, I remember an incident. It's very interesting. During 1993, we arranged talks by Gurudev in New Jersey, in exit numbers 8, Hightstown High School. About those days, hardly people would, we used to think, we had 1,000 plus people. The whole auditorium was full. Those days. Gurudev was so famous. From various places they were coming. So I used to, in the beginning and at the end, make announcements. And then one day after the talk is over, Gurudev was leaving, and then I was making announcements of that program next day, and then what is coming, and then about the flyers and those kind of things. Then Gurudev, in the lobby, while going to the lobby, he heard that I was announcements. So he called our Acharya at the time, Swami Shantananda. He's still there now in New Jersey. He told him who is making announcements. And Swamiji said, Subraji is making announcements, Subrahmanyam. Tell him that he has to improve. Tell him he has to improve. And uh, and Swami Shantananji told me, also I did not quite fully get the message. And Gurudev knew that. So every morning I used to go to see him. He used to tell me, write down my program that day and give it to me. So I used to go there at 5:30. He would be up by 3 o'clock, writing letters. And he used to write a lot of letters. Already by that time, over 200 centers were there worldwide. And they used to call him, talk to him. He used to write letters, answers and all that. Every day, same day, every letter will go. So by 5:36, he told me to come and write the program for the day and then write it and give it to him. That's all. He would say, don't worry about the English, I will correct it. He's joking, no? Don't worry about the English, just write it and give it to me. If it's mistake, I will correct it. Don't worry. Just give me the program. So who is coming to see him, who is coming to, all that stuff. And we used to have a busy schedule. So first thing he told me was, Subra, you should get somebody like your friend. Not a friend. Somebody who is free to comment and have the microphone at about, he showed me the distance, about 10 inches from you, and have proper slow down, don't shout at the same time, and make sure your friend listens to it. And the friend should be such that he is not controlled by you, a free thinker. That's what is ayuktaha. That's what he was saying. You have to have a friend who's a free thinker, ayuktaha, to give you proper feedback. You have to improve. And I heard you're okay. Don't worry. You have potential, but you should not rush. Have a friend. And he explained to me completely. See, Mahatmas, you won't understand how great they are. Ayuktaha means people who have free thinkers. Such people's guidance you take. Because Mahatma, they exactly know how they are walking in scriptures. Everything they say is scripture. Ayuktaha. After that, nobody ever commented to me. And in general, aluksha dharma kamasyu. Aluksha means people should be considerate, kind-hearted. But at the same time, they should have clarity. Immersion is already explained. So Brahmana means those who have wisdom. Such people, when you talk to them, they have to have these qualities. But they should not be biased or they should not be cruel. Alukshaha, they should not be cruel or they should be kind-hearted. They should see human picture also very clearly. Dharmaka masyuhu. Their priority should be towards dharma, not get donation from you, not to get extra, publicity from you. No, no. Their priority should be dharma. What is right? Yadhate tatra varteran. So you should talk to such people as per how they act in such situations. Yadhate tatra varteran. In situations, how they act in such a way, you should try to program your thinking process. Tadha tatra vartedha. In that way, you conduct yourself. So in many situations, I remember our father or my mother or my Gurudev, and also some people have been in touch with how they work, how they maintain work ethics. I should mention my wife. She has tremendous work ethic and family ethics. So all these things, I always try to learn because otherwise, work sometimes becomes a burden. That burden you have to accept it because it's a part of the instructions. I will mention one thing. My son has asked me that I would like to learn Rudram from you. My father, my son, my first son. And he lives in New Jersey. Our talks, our timings don't match. Because at six, he at 8:30 his time he's available. 7:30 my time. My puja takes place in hour and a half, hour normally. For me, it is not very convenient time. But then I remember this teaching from the Upanishad that Swadhyaya Pravachanabhyana Pramatitavyam. Not only it said that, you also let the teaching be followed up to your family members or to your children. So I said, I will do it. In the past, I would not have dared. So now I wake up a couple of hours earlier than I normally do because it is a responsibility you should accept. Of course, sometimes the classes times are not permitting, but God's, I feel it's a blessing. He even asked in the first place. So this is, it's important to keep these things in mind in family situations also. I had a classmate in Sandipani. He has become a brahmachari. His name is Tanmay Chaitanya. He told me a story once. He teaches Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, Nyaya Shastra, all these things because he's from Varanasi. He speaks fluent Sanskrit. So he said one day he had one person come to him and asked him before his name, I forgot his name now, Keshav. Keshavji, can you please teach us give me Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi? A student came and asked me. And he was already a lot of classes and it was very hard for him. He could not handle it. He didn't want to say no because this is our Adesha. Don't neglect it. Don't say no. This is a real story though. Keshav, Tanmay Chaitanya, later on became Tanmay Chaitanya. So he told him, only time I have is 3:30 in the morning. And he thought he would not come. That's the one he was trying to. He could not say no because of the Shastra, his mental conditioning. And then next day at 3:30, the doorbell bang and somebody banging on the door. So this Saddha, he started teaching him. That guy has become a professor of Sanskrit in a university, famous university. Later on, he called him 6, 7 years later and said, Keshavji, yeah, where are you? How are you doing? And all this. I am now appointed by so-and-so university in Gujarat. I'm teaching Sanskrit. So how much satisfaction that person has gotten, that this guy at 3:30 in the morning knocked on the door. So he finished, he taught him completely. The value of values, our problem is we don't have value for values. We try to postpone things, we don't, but priority, it has to be priorities in our life. That's why this Upanishad teaching is so powerful. And it changes you. As I said, in my own case, I'm and a half or before I'm retired, I've been used to getting a little bit later. Now, okay, this is our responsibility. It's like a Pitru. Rushi Seva, Pitru Seva, both. You have no choice. Sometimes you got to say, yeah, I will do it. So, Adhabhyakhya now there are situations in your life you are dealing with People who do not have proper value system in life, but you have no choice, you have to deal with them. Then what do? Same answer. Ye tatra brahmana asam marshina yukta ayukta alukša dharma kama स्युः. Same. Yatha te teshu varteran tadha teshu vartetha. Tavattetha. Just like in the previous instruction, you also follow how your teachers have done in the past, and accordingly you also do it. Since for many years I lived in USA, I just don't know how some of these stories when I hear from our classmates and all those people in in Sandeepan and all that, I get to know. But now when I look back, I have to admire my father also. He used to have printing press. While working in a printing press, he used to have students he used to teach. How much sacrifice it required. And he used to teach all the way up to Vyakarana, complete Vyakarana he used to teach. Starting from beginning until Vyakarana, he used to teach. Many students, many of them now teach Bhagavatam and all that. They studied from him. And many times they used to stay in our house. They used to sleep in our house or sleep in a printing press and then have a meal in the outside. They take bath in our house, small house. But that was a commitment he made to them. And I wonder now, I didn't understand those days. I just took it, accepted. But when you study this, what values they were following, now they are following the Vedic wisdom that you have to sustain this teaching, you have to continue, you have to give them support as a grihastha. They are following this literally. So, in USA and stuff like that, you invite acharyas, attend, give pravachans, you coordinate them, support the institutions. Brahmacharis go from there only. They go to Sandipani and other organizations, they learn. But where do they start? Here, to Balavihar. No, Esha Adeshaha. This is a commandment. Esha Upadeshaha. Adesha means actually Esha Adeshaha, Esha Upadeshaha. Upadesha also means you also need to perpetuate it by teaching your family members. Adesha means it's commandment to you. Upadesha means you also should continue to teach. Vedo Upanishad. This is this Veda Rahasya. Upanishad means Rahasya Vidya. To perpetuate this, you have to instill values. Whether they learn or not is their problem. But once they approach you, you got to support it within your means. Evam upasitavyam. It has to be followed by you. Upasana means here not only Deva, Rushi, Pitru, Manushya, and Bhuta. These are all upasanas only, Pancha Mahayajnas. You have to follow them. Evam ucheta upasyam. Repeated again for emphasis. So this Upanishad, that's the reason many people say this is one of the best Upanishads, and there's no doubt. Now you go to next section, Brahmanandavalli, you will understand why. So it not only teaches how you to have what kind of frame of mind you have to have internally and also in your contacts outside, how to take care of the social responsibilities, family responsibilities, and how to conduct yourself in these situations where you do not know. All these things are very beautifully given out to a student who graduating and leaving the Gurukula, Antevas. And this kind of teaching in a nutshell in a convocatory address is very rare. Now, Bhagavad Gita chapter 18, there are some nice slokas. I was talking, maybe we should mention at least 2, 3 slokas to identify the importance of these. Arjuna asks in chapter 18, what is Tyaga and also Sannyasa. So then many people say karma, you got to, that discussion will come later. So karma can create you bondage. So sannyasa is better, tyaga is, all these questions are bothering him. Same chapter 3 also has similar question. Chapter 5 also similar question has. So something is not convinced, he keep on repeating, Like that, it keeps on bothering karma versus jnana. He keeps on, jnana, to stay as a grihastha or you leave everything and walk away. That kind of question he has in chapter 5 beginning. Now again repeat chapter 18 in the beginning he repeats. Then Krishna answers this. Tyajyam doshavad eke karma prahur manishinaha. Some people say walk away from karma responsibilities as though it is contaminated and just take sannyas. Bhagavan Krishna says, Yajnadanas tapah karma na tyajyamiti chapare. Some people say, whatever you live, don't renounce yajna, service, social service. Panchajnas, I already told you, dana and tapaha. Don't leave. And some people say. So there are 2 schools. This is verse number 3, chapter 18. Krishna says, chapter 1, verse number 4, Nishchayam srunume tatra tyage bharata sattama. Tyaga and sannyasa uses in the equivalent words. So he says, Srunume tatra, in that context, listen to me what I mean to say, what tyaga really means. Tyago hi purushavyartha trivida samprakirtita. It is 3 types of tyaga is there. Number 5, yajnadana tapah karma natyajyam karyameva tat. Yajnodanam tapasyeva pavanani manishina. Do not ever give up yajna. Panchamahayajnas I mentioned. Dana, tapa. Tapa means austerities, self-control, and have a goal in life and following it, even though it's inconvenient. Yajnadanas tapa karma natyajyam karyameva tat. You got to do them within your means. Nobody said we go beyond your means. Your physical, mental, and financial means. Yajnodanam tapasyaiva pavanani manishina. Why? Because these 3, yajna, dana, and tapaha, pavanani manishina. They purify your thinking process. They make you a human being. Etanyapi tu karmani sangam tektva phalani cha kartavyani iti me partha nishchitam matamuttamam. I am telling you without any ambiguity. I am telling you, do not leave these 3, but do them without expectations. Do not give donation because people are giving you extra name and fame. Some organizations want to write your name and then they don't want you to say anonymous. And I appreciate that because I've seen cases when one person says anonymous and he gave $10,000 maybe, But the second person whom I knew was not that. He will claim, see that name, that's me. I've seen that with my own eyes. So many of the organizations nowadays says, don't say anonymous. Just put the name. If you don't want, put your father's name. But the anonymous sometimes really does not stay anonymous because a lot of people take advantage of that. I'm just mentioning. Seventh verse, niyatasya tu sanyasaha karmano na upapadyate mohatasya parigraha tamasah parikirtitaha. Out of delusion, if you give up yajna, dana and tapa, that is tamasic tyaga. It is also called tyaga. You can even say, I left my family at engage, but you ran away from responsibilities. That also he says, Krishna, next verse he says, Dukkha yat karma kaya klesa bhayat tyajet sakrutva rajasam tyagam naiva tyaga phalam labhet. Some people walk away because it's hard. That is rajasic tyaga. They would not get the benefit of tyaga, he says. See, the subtleties are there. But important point is, you do not give up your responsibilities, So that's why I want, there's so many slokas here in the context, just a selected few. The Satvika Tyaga, he says, you do it without expectations, Now, so this is very consistent, okay? Problem is that we never learnt. And if you watch our forefathers, our fathers, they have followed this. We glorify them, but we don't follow. That's not Krishna says, that is Rajasik Tyaga. You don't just do it, your duty, don't expectations, then you can continue. So now, it's a very important Anuvaka, so I took some extra time to also give some reference from Bhagavad Gita. Now let us do the 12th Anuvaka. We want to show 12th Anuvaka, Vidulji. Okay, let me go ahead and chant it. It sounds very much like first Anuvaka, so it's not that important. I will just chant it. Om Shanno Mitrashyam Varunaha Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Bruhaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmavadisham Utamavadisham Satyamavadisham Tanmamavit Tadvaktaramavit Avinmam Avid Vaktaram Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The 12th Anuvaka is also Shanti Patha, concluding Shanti Patha. Okay. So this Upanishad, Sikshavalli has this. Starting next class, it is a different Shanti Patha is there. Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano, that's what Yajur Veda's standard Shanti Patha. Only this one. Here, Shanno Mitrashyam Varunaha, we already covered this. Mitraha means Pranavrutti and also day. So every Devata has Adhyatmika connection, Adi Bhautika connection. Between these two are operated by Adi Daivika connection. So here, Mitraha is the prana that we exhale, and then also daytime. Both of them, there is one deity called Mitraha. Shamvarunaha. Arunaha means apana vritti, which goes down, breathing. And then night. May he bless us. Sanno Bhavatvaryama. Aryama means the presiding deity of eyes and also that principle in Surya Mandala because of which eyes have evolved. and the deity that maintains them. So some creatures which live only under the ocean, in the waters, they never come out, they don't have eyes. Because they never had a reason. Indraha Shanno. Indraha means is the presiding deity of Bala. Bala means Shakti. Shanna Indro Bruhaspati, intellect. And also Vak. Maybe Vak, actually. I should say Vak mainly. Shanno Vishnurukramaha. Vishnu is the one long strides. Rurukramaha means Vamana Rurukrama, long strides. Uru means big. Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo. Vayo is here used as the Hiranyagarbha. Namaste Vayo. Hiranyagarbha means Ichha Jnana Kriya Shakti cosmic. Namaste, I am invoking him as Vayu. Vayu means it gives Shakti. For us, Vayu, without Vayu, you don't have Shakti. That's why whatever connects with you. Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi. You are the actual Brahma. I'm just quickly going through because we did it already. Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadisham. Now here, Brahma Vadishyami, the first one, I declare that you are Brahman. Here, Brahma Vadisham. Vadisha means, I just want to make sure I don't give you wrong. Now I am confirmed. Because he has completed this study. I played every day, and then earlier I declared, now I confirm. I am repeating it as a confirmation. Satyam Avadisham, I will also repeat Satyam and Rutam. Avadisham, I am saying, I am confirming it. Earlier I was saying as a prayer, now I am confirming it. Tanma Avid, Tanmamavatu earlier. Avid, you have protected us. Tad Vaktaram Avid, you protected me and also Vaktaram, my teacher. Avinmam, Avid Vaktaram, you have protected me and you have also protected the Guru because the teaching is completed. Sikshavalli is completed. He is giving an affirmation of the value of the prayers, and it's also a Shanti Patha of the Sikshavalli's last Shanti Patha. So Brahmanandavalli starts with a very beautiful statement. Don't miss the next class. It talks about Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma and a beautiful discussion. But before we go to that, here Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes Anugraha Bhashya. Means he has now realized the students who have read the Upanishad so far would walk away with the impression that karma is enough. Because most of it is talking about upasana, karma, teaching, how to act to the society, how to live. So everything is essentially framed in the language of karma, activities. So people like us now think that is supreme. Karma is supreme. Everything follows. Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes about 8 pages. I'm not going to go there. I'll give you a summary. We'll start today and then complete a little bit in the next class. He says, Vidya and Karma. Vidya means Jnanam. Karma means activity. So Jivatma means Jiva is the prana. Atma means manas. At the individual level, not at the cosmic level, at the individual level. Jivatma, we call it, right? So here karma, it means prana. Atma means mind, the dual individual. Now, those who think karma will lead into jnana will focus only on the rituals. Then they would have a tendency to say jnana will follow automatically. Karma is enough. Jnana will be a byproduct, it will come. So there are four schools. Karma primary, karma alone, actually. Karma primary, jnana secondary. Karma, jnana equal level. Jnana primary and karma, a dose of karma, but jnana alone. 5 schools. He conclusively says karma does not give you liberation. Does not. It gives you purity of mind, but not the liberation, realization. Why? He says karma has 4 properties. Number 1, if you do not have something, you can create it by karma. Like you produce grain. You plant seeds and grain will come. Utpadyam. Or aptavyam, you can go to the shop and then you can bring them, the aptavyam. Samskaryam, you have grain, you can refine it and make it into a rice. That's samskar. All activities that relate to samskar. And vikaryam, you change something into something else. Like you take yogurt, you take milk and produce butter. This karma can only give you these 4 things. What are they? What is the nature? They have a beginning and they have an end. He said jnana is not a product. It is ever there. You just do not know. Jnana is that which is ever there. You are never born. It's not something you get it. You are already that. You are looking the wrong direction. It's like a screen of a movie. It's always there, but you are looking only on the pictures. So he says karma can give you clarity and chitta suddhi, but not self-realization. Because it doesn't have a beginning or end. It is ever there, jnana. You just did not look at it. And he says karma can give you purity of mind, no doubt. But with that purity of mind, you got to do Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Then you become that. There are almost 15 questions that are raised by Purva Paksha on this argument, quoting various things. So we'll take it up in the next class. Just I will give you highlights because do not underestimate, do not think you know everything by not knowing anything. What is jnana? We don't even understand until we listen to his bhashya. I'm not going to read the whole bhashya because the nature of this class is people of different levels are there. But I will give you a summary, some highlights. Okay. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.